Don't sacrifice when it comes to protecting your car, because when you're on the road and you're dealing with a bunch of other people around you, anything can happen. And if you remember, I've tested quite a few dash cams, including the Magellan DR45 two-channel dash cam, which is a 4K front-facing camera and a 2K rear-facing camera. And I always wanted to be able to record the inside of the car as well, but I did not have a three-channel camera. Well, until now. Magellan has asked me to review their three-channel DR50 dash cam. And of course, when they reached out and asked me that, I was like, absolutely. I love their two-channel camera. It worked great. And this here gives you a 4K front-facing sensor. That's a Starburst 2 sensor. It gives you a 2K rear-facing sensor and a 2K inside-facing sensor from the back window. So you're going to be able to catch everything from the back up, which is awesome. I can't wait to get this installed, and we're going to install it. We're going to get the app going. We're going to take a little test drive, and we're going to check it out, because this right here, being a three-channel camera, for me, is a game changer. So let's get to it. Okay, so before we actually get to the installation in the car, there's a few things I just wanted to go over and show you real quick, because there's a few features about the Magellan that I haven't had in any other dash cam that I really appreciate. They actually use these locking bases here. So you put the base on the windshield, and if you need to take the camera off, you don't have to remove the base. You just slide the camera off of the actual base piece, which I really like. So they give you one for the front and one for the back. So the back camera will also slide off the base if you have to remove it. That saves so much time and hassle, not having to scrape the glue or the sticky off the window and then having to re-stick it. So I really appreciate it. I think that's a nice touch. This is the camera, and as you can see, this right here is movable. You can adjust it. So once it's actually mounted, you can adjust this based on the angle of your windshield, which is nice. But see, here are the slots right here that you can see that when you slide it onto that base, you just slide it back off when you need to take it back off. It's got a nice big 2.7-inch screen, and that should be more than plenty to control what you need to control. Here you have your power and the slot that goes to the back camera for the back camera to connect. This is the rear camera, and you can see it's got two HD sensors on it. One points out the back window and the other points from the back window forward. And again, both sides of this turn. So once you mount it, it's just a simple twisting of the camera, and you can adjust the angle. Again, dependent on your rear window angle, you're going to be able to adjust this any way you need to adjust it. So again, nice features, nice functionality, easy to control, easy to manage. And I'm looking forward to getting this connected and getting on the road with it. Okay, another thing I noticed that I really like is on the cable for the back camera, one end is micro USB and the other end is like a mini USB. And this is labeled B. So you know that this end is for the camera. And then you have this end right here is for the actual camera up front. So it goes from the main unit here, and then it goes to the back unit on the little side. Again, nice touch. Okay, it's all mounted up. And so I have one cable running one way and one cable running the other way because of how it mounts in the back. Let me flip this around here so you can see how the front is. So you can see I've got it mounted here. I actually had it mounted a little too high. I had to move it down a little bit, but that's perfect. So I've got one cable coming here, one cable goes this way, one cable goes that way, but it wraps around, and then you can see back there in the back window, and it's mounted right there. So I got one camera pointing forwards and one camera pointing backwards, and then one camera that's actually pointing inside the car. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna plug it up, get power, get the app downloaded, get that set up, and go for a quick drive. And yeah, we should be in good shape. Okay, so I actually had the app already installed from where I had the previous two-channel camera. So now we just need to add this camera because obviously I had taken the other camera out. So let's get the power onto this, and we'll get that set up, and then we'll get it added to the app. Okay, so let's go back. English, syncing GPS. All right, so now we're connecting the app. It's connecting. Okay, my view. Oh, it helps if I take the little sticky off the I was like, why is it blue? All right, so that's what it looks like out the front. You can flip it, which I don't want to flip it. This is out the back, and again, I need to remove the sticky. You can hit the little camera button. That's looking out the back window. And then one more view here, and that's looking inside the car. Hey, that's pretty awesome. As long as the Wi-Fi is on, it won't record. So right now it's recording. And so that way, you want to make sure that the Wi-Fi is not on, because that automatically cuts the recording off. Now I just said 3-camera recording. So it's automatically recording all 3 cameras. And that's cool. Now it only shows the front and the rear, because obviously there's not enough room to show all of the cameras. So, we don't want that. Okay, so that's what the recording looks like on the front facing camera. And so you can see how good it looks. All right, so we're gonna go for a quick test drive, and I'm gonna leave my extra muse camera running while that's running. And then I'm gonna pull the footage off of the dash cam once I get home, and so we can take a look at it. And we'll see how the recording is, because it's catching sound as well as it's catching the video. So I think the gimbal on this extra muse camera is amazing, and I was kind of hoping it would just look forward, but it's so good at its gimbaling that it's moving as I'm turning the car. It's awesome. I really like this camera. It's been stellar. And now when I turn right here, we're going to be going into the sun. So this is going to be a good way to kind of determine the glare and, however it's going to look, going into the sun. Because it's kind of blinding. So we'll see what the footage looks like. I like that the screen stays on as well. My other camera, the screen cut off after a period of time, which I guess is fine, but it kind of just hang down further. This one here is kind of up against the window, so it's not as obtrusive. If you haven't heard of Magellan, I'd be surprised, because they've been one of the most trusted dash cam brands in the United States since 1986. And they've consistently been implementing new technologies that help with better recording, better recognition, parking modes, things like that. And they have a fantastic manufacturer warranty. So they're one of the top brands. If you have not looked at one and you're in the market for a Magellan, make sure you check out the links in the description, because I'm going to link to this dash cam, and you can go pick yours up. But they make some pretty high quality video equipment. Great at night, great during the day, and it's just been, the previous one I used was amazing, and this one here I expect to be just as good. Okay, so that's concluding our test drive. I'm kind of anxious to pull some of this footage off, and we will check it out. But look, if you haven't checked out Magellan and you're in the market for a dash cam, you need to go look at it. Again, make sure you click the link in the description, go check it out. They're not all that expensive, and having 3 cameras, one pointing in, one pointing out, and one pointing inside the car, man, you can't beat it. With all the crazies on the road today, why not have some protection? So if you get into a wreck, there's no disputing who's at fault. Maybe it's you. maybe the vintage isn't so good, but you want to protect yourself. So having a dash cam is an easy, inexpensive way of doing that. Magellan makes one of the best units. Again, go check it out, and we'll see you next time.